I'm not, they're okay, they're a good company, and there's a municipality just down the road that has been insured with Trident for quite a few years, through another broker that I know. And so they obviously are doing something right. And that municipality has police, and they have water and sewer, and they have everything that the village of Goshen has. So they are a market. And Nymer, I also have another municipality with Nymer. However, the premium that Nymer is charging is, I don't know where they came up with that. They wondered why I wanted to present their proposal, and I said, well, I just wanted the village to know that I approached you, and I want to know what you're coming up with.
There's a fee to be with Nymer.
Well, yeah, they have an annual capitalization fee of $2,700 for 5 years. After that, then you're in the program pretty good. I mean, they're a very large reciprocal. I mean, they insure counties, towns, and villages. So, but I've got to be honest. I definitely think you need the coverage for the dam, and I think that if we address that during the year, then it'll open up some doors so that you can send your insurance to some other carriers who would probably get a quote.
But as it stands, we still have 2 programs that'll take we get coverage through.
Yes, Trident.
Okay.
Yes, Mm-hmm.
And Selective.
And Selective.
Travelers.
No,
No, not Travelers.
Trident offers the dam coverage. So.
Anybody got any questions? Okay.
So
very much.
Again, please come see Mary and myself anytime to discuss insurance. That's what we do.
Yeah, and I'm sure Meg will have, she's on
Oh, I'm
vacation.
sure she will.
She'll have some questions, I'm sure.
I got to say, Meg's been doing quite a bit of work.
Yes,
And
yes.
everybody's always accessible, from the chief to Mike, to everyone. Very accessible. Thank you very much for that. And those are the actual proposals. They're a little more in-depth than mine, but everything is there. Premiums per line and the whole shooting match.
Like you list all the cars and the trucks.
I told the companies that we have everything.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank
All right, thank you very much.
Hey, Brian, do you have an extra copy? Joan? Sorry, I didn't just share.
Come around here for a second.
Sure.
I'll just take care.
Thank you very much.
Take care,
everybody.
Brian.
Take care.
Very good.
Good night.
Okay.
And do you have a letter from me from you?
Thank you.
You don't need
See that?
I feel like a mob guy. You guys are my bodyguards.
We're all in trouble now.
Yeah, I think so. Come on in.
You need one more chair. Or maybe pull one of these, Ray?
Pull out one of these.
Pull one of these out.
Yeah.
Good evening.
How's everybody doing?
Okay. And yourself?
Good, good.
We got dual cameras on.
Yeah.
Back up.
So, first of all, I'd like to thank you for your time this evening, and let you know that the Chamber has been looking into ways to help the business community and also the village ease the tax burden a little bit. And we've reviewed the properties that are not on the tax roll. And after reviewing that list of properties, we've come up with a possible scenario that we think that the village might want to consider. And I'll just put it out there to you. Has the village ever considered marketing the property on 17M, where the stockpile is?
Yes.
Yes.
You have?
We discussed it quite a few times.
Yes.
Okay. And in that light, has any conclusion been drawn, or are you moving with it, or for
Well,
some
it's
reason was it discounted?
One of the things that we've discussed, obviously, is the stockpile.
Mhm.
Sure.
The burden. And we've all talked about it, and I'm just speaking for everybody else, that we'd consider all kinds of scenarios. Someone that would buy their property and we would work with them on the price if they were agreeable to do something with the stockpile.
Mhm.
Or we would move the stockpile and then market it without the stockpile, right? And a number of other scenarios like that.
Mhm.
All of which were contingent on,
What happens with it?
finessing the stockpile,
Right,
which we're
right.
aggressively, locale.
Right now, we're waiting to hear back from the DEC to determine in how long a period of time will we have to move it, basically.
Mhm.
So we haven't heard back from them yet.
But we're negotiating, we're trying to negotiate funds.
Right, we've had conversations with some people about potential places to bring the stockpile,
Mhm.
but nothing has, been finalized, and we're still actively looking for locations.
Would a possible scenario be for, just to put it out there, to see if someone would be willing to purchase it with the stockpile and have, the village then relieved of that burden and have it put on a buyer?
That's one of the scenarios that we have been discussing
Mhm.
until we get final response from the DEC on the time frame and nature, then we can't market.
Mhm.
Well, actually, I don't know. I think what they're suggesting is something that we've talked about a little bit, just in theory,
Mhm.
that we could try to sell it, and if somebody thought it was really attractive, or whatever use they were looking for, that they would buy it with the stockpile.
Right.
Then it'd be their problem.
Right.
That would have to be obviously a pretty attractive thing for us if it would come
Well, one of the things that might make it a little bit more attractive to any potential buyer would be if it were taken through the planning process with a subdivision and engineered, ready to build upon. And the thought would be to possibly put this out in an RFP to solicit either engineers or commercial developers to upfront the money for that process, with the village as, of course, the ownership here, working with this to get this through the planning process. This way, possibly you could get this designed as you would like to see it designed. We know it is zoned IP, but there are always things that the village would like to see when an industrial park is developed, and how it's developed, where the access roads are, and sewer and water. But you have a natural piece for development out there because it is accessible to sewer, water, and natural gas, which makes it a very valuable piece of property. Probably without the pile on it, makes it even more valuable. If you were to possibly solicit an engineering firm, an outside engineering firm, not yours, and they would get, the payment for that would come as a piece of the proceeds from the sale, or possibly ownership as a lot. You have 53 acres out there, probably 30 of it you can develop. I'm just taking a guess. There's some wetlands out there, there's some issues out there. But if you, for instance, you have a 3-acre minimum over there, you could get possibly 10 lots out of this thing. 10 lots worth probably at least $500 million apiece when they're ready to be developed. So you have some potential of it. So the idea would be to have an outside company come in, do all of the engineering work on it, take it through the planning process, and then possibly, at that point, it's more sellable, more valuable to.
So you're talking about doing the design and what we discussed in the past is doing like the generic impact analysis on the property so that it would be, I don't want to say shovel ready, but that it would be
Ready for development.
It would be ready for development. We've had conversation along that very same, maybe not that specifically about going to an outside engineer and doing, but, and I know that that's been our goal, to find a way that we could be.
Well, I'm not suggesting that you upfront it. I don't
understand.
want the village to have to spend any
the money.
money.
I do appreciate the concept. That's a very interesting concept to do it this way. I don't know how you do that without the determination from the DEC, though. If we can, great, move ahead.
Well, I don't know how the DEC would impact any kind of a planning process at this moment. You could still take it through the planning process, you could still subdivide it you could still put
Okay.
the engineering on it, and subject to the removal of that. I mean,
Could help with the DEC, because it'll show we're looking forward to doing something with that land, and in order to look forward to do something with that land, land's gotta be, pile's gotta be moved, one way or the other.
And you'd like to do it without spending any money. And
Well, that's the bottom line.
that would be a nice way to
With
do
the
it.
least amount of money
But if you have a piece of